The deceased suspect is a 17-year-old male. He fired at least 2 shots in the direction of our officers.
Welcome to WTOL 11 News at Noon. I'm Stephen Jackson in for Melissa Andrews. We begin with breaking news. Findlay police just released video showing what happened when one of their officers shot and killed 17-year-old Calvin Derepeth, who had fired shots at officers. Silver Barker covered the initial incident for us, and she joins us now live from Findlay with the latest. Good afternoon, Silver.
Hi, Steve. Well, Findlay police did just show us inside this building behind me, Darney Plaza, which is the city's municipal building, body cam footage and how the whole situation played out. Now, we do want to warn you, video may be hard to watch. That's coming up now. In the video, you see Findlay officers questioning 3 juveniles at the park. That is when Derepeth begins to take off and an officer follows after him. 2 shots were released from Derepeth's weapon that was in his hand. That's when an officer drew his gun and fired back. Derepeth then fell to the ground and cops recovered a Black Smith & Wesson handgun.
This was a dangerous and tragic situation. Our officers, who are trained to respond to threats of violence, especially when there's a gun involved. A handgun was recovered at the scene. My thoughts and prayers go out to all that was part of this critical incident, and as a department, and also for the loss of the life.
Now, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is still looking into the situation. The officers who involved in the situation are on leave also as of right now. Findlay police tells us that Derepeth has a history with police. Reporting live in Findlay, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
Silver, thank you so much. We want to take a first look at your weather now. If you've been outside or looked out your window, you know it's been a cold and rainy start to your Thursday, but will it continue? Let's bring in meteorologist Kaylee Bowers with when the rain is expected to fizzle out.
Yes, Stephen, we are still tracking a little bit of rain for this afternoon. Otherwise, we're getting a break from those scattered showers. Live view on Doppler radar, mainly right along the lake shore, still seeing some more light to moderate rain, but also notice those pockets of some of those showers, and we'll continue to see some more pockets of showers throughout the afternoon, but luckily nothing strong or severe, and those temperatures are slowly warming up, reading right now in the mid to upper 40s, but also in the low 50s. If you're in Defiance, sitting around 51 degrees. However, we are watching a southerly breeze, wind gusts around 20 to 30 miles an hour, bringing in luckily some of that warmer, moist air, but certainly will be breezy for this afternoon. But looking ahead towards the rest of the day, temperatures still hanging out in the upper 40s and low 50s, and just on and off rain is possible for this evening. However, looking ahead towards next week, we possibly could see our first snow of the season. We'll have details coming up in your extended forecast in just a few minutes. Stephen.
Kaylee, thanks so much. Well, many people don't like the rain, but one group that's happy with all this rain, farmers. They say today's rain might help their crops survive the winter and set them up for an even better spring. The owner of Bench Farm says the scattered rainfall over the last few weeks is a sign that Northwest Ohio soil has entered the season of rehydration. He says this summer's drought was a little different than what we have seen in the past. It shortened their growing season and caused their produce sales to end earlier. To see a better produce season next spring, farmers are hoping for a hard winter.
If you have a nice cold winter, a lot of snow, then the snow gently melts down in and that rehydrates your soil. So that's what we're hoping for, a really good snow. I don't want to pay higher electric or heating bills, but we really need a hard winter this year.
Farmers say the half-inch of rain that we're going to see today is good for the soil because it gives the ground time to soak in the moisture. President-elect Donald Trump's pick of former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz for Attorney General is sending shockwaves through Washington. Gaetz has been investigated by both the Department of Justice and the House Ethics Committee. CBS News has the latest from Capitol Hill.
House Republicans who gave President-elect Donald Trump a standing ovation Wednesday sound less enthused about his Attorney General pick, former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Well, Todd, if you don't have anything good to say very little.
The president is smart enough and his team is smart enough to know that Mr. Gaetz will never get confirmed by the Senate whatsoever.
Until recently, Gates was the subject of a Department of Justice sex trafficking investigation, the department he's now been tapped to lead.
I won't be extorted by former DOJ officials.
DOJ declined to bring charges and close the case in 2023, but a House ethics investigation continued. Multiple sources tell CBS News 4 women have alleged they were paid to go to parties attended by Gates that included sex and drugs. The committee has Venmo transactions that allegedly show Gates's payments for the women. Gates has denied all wrongdoing. Gates resigned Wednesday night after Trump said he planned to nominate him for Attorney General, potentially putting the House ethics probe on hold because the committee doesn't usually investigate members once they leave. Thursday, Democrat Dick Durbin, chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, called for the House Ethics Panel to share its findings, while some Senate Republicans are backing Trump's choice.
My presumption is to support all the president's nominees.
Along with Gates, Trump announced Wednesday he wants Florida Senator Marco Rubio for Secretary of State and Democrat-turned-Republican Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Ohio State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly UTV crash. Troopers say it happened around 1:15 this morning on College and South Prospect Streets in Seneca County. The 22-year-old Jacob Maximer was driving when he went off the road. He was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from his vehicle when it overturned. They say he died at the scene. Troopers say speed and alcohol appear to be factors in the crash. No one was hurt after a driver flipped their car on its side in a McDonald's parking lot. This happened on South Burn Road near Glendale Avenue in South Toledo around 1:15 this morning. Police tell us they are now trying to figure out what caused the driver to hit the pole, flipping the car on its side. A bill requiring transgender students to use the bathroom matching their sex assigned at birth has landed on the governor's desk. The Ohio Senate passed the bill as part of a separate Senate bill that targeted the College Credit Plus program. Politicians who support it say this bill will protect students, but Toledo transgender advocates say it would do the opposite.
It revolves around the safety, security, and I think common sense. It protects our children and grandchildren in private spaces where they are most vulnerable.
It puts our most vulnerable population directly in the crosshairs for harm. That means I have to use the men's restroom, and that puts my life in danger, just like it puts these children's lives in danger.
This bathroom ban would apply to K through 12 schools and higher education institutions. Well, did you see them? You may have noticed a bunch of government vehicles in downtown Toledo this morning. Well, don't worry. There's nothing to be worried about. It was just training. Lucas County says it's a joint training between Toledo Fire and Rescue and the Ohio Civil Support Team. It took place at Lucas County Plaza on the corner of Adams and Erie. You and your child can check out what the Toledo Technology Academy of Engineering has to offer. The school is holding an open house from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the school on Upton Avenue. TTA is also currently accepting applications for students going into 7th, 8th, and 9th grades next year. The Wood County Museum is hoping to recreate the iconic WKRP in Cincinnati episode with its own turkey drop. During the museum's fundraiser, 300 foam turkeys will be dropped from a drone on a bullseye below. The turkeys that land closest to the target will win cash prizes. Money raised through the fundraiser will help open a new exhibit.
World War II is going to open this spring in 2025. And we have a huge building, and it is about 1/3 of the building is focused on this exhibit.
The turkey drop will happen at the museum at 8:30 tomorrow morning. You don't have to be there to win. The U.S., Japan, and South Korea launched major naval joint exercises in East Asia today. Why and how leaders say they're sending a message to both China and North Korea.